This is the Woking Hub on Eagle Extra.
Hi, I'm Debbie. I'm here from Woking Cycling Club. I'm the club secretary, and I have the really good task of coming to speak today about our exhibition at Party in the Park and what we're doing for Party in the Park. And I guess to give the listeners also a bit of a view of what Woking Cycling Club does in the community.
Excellent. So let's get straight on to that then. What exactly is Woking Cycle Club and what does it do?
So Woking Cycling Club is a group of people, about 200 plus members, who get together and ride their bikes. We have different abilities of riding, starting with our Saturday social group who go out and do a 15-mile route on a Saturday and stop for coffee and cake halfway through, because that's what we do. We eat cake and drink coffee. And then on our Sunday club rides, we have different groups that go out, from a social group, who are the group who chat the whole way, to the foster group.
And obviously you're going to be at Party in the Park on Saturday. So can you tell me a little bit about what your club is actually going to be doing at the Party in the Park?
Yes, so our interpretation of the theme has probably gone a bit left field, because the theme this year is sci-fi or Victorian, in honour of H.G. Wells. And we know that H.G. Wells is an avid cyclist, and he wrote War of the Worlds, or I think The Time Traveller, when he was living in Woking. So on that basis, we struggled to find something that was really sci-fi that relates to cycling. So we decided to go down the steampunk route. So what we're doing is we've got our stand, which is cycling past and present. So in the past, we're going to sort of trying to recreate H.G. Wells's living room as best we can with goods that we've sort of accumulated from everywhere. And then as part of the past theme, we've partnered with a cycling club who are based in Sussex called the Penny Farthing Club. So they're going to come later on during the day on Saturday, and they are going to give the members of the public the chance to ride a penny farthing. So that's the past section. So it's going to be really great from that point of view. There's going to be a few of us dressed up in Victorian costumes. Then in the present side, we're going to have a mini bike display showing different types of bikes. So not just a road bike, not just a mountain bike. Surrey Wheels for All, who's one of the charities that we support as a club, is lending us one of their hand bikes for the display. So we've really made a lot of effort to make sure we've got different bikes on display. The other really exciting thing we're going to have available for the public to do is we're going to have a pedal-powered smoothie maker.
Right.
So basically you get on the bike, you stay stationary, and you pedal like mad, and you blend your own smoothie. Of course, we won't be held responsible for what flavours you choose to make your smoothie, but you know that's your choice, really.
Excellent then. So, why did you want to set up this exhibition then?
Well, we decided on this exhibition because we wanted to make it really clear that cycling has been around for a long time. Before cars, there was cycling. People rode their bikes. And that's something that hasn't gone away. And so we want to be able to show members of the public that, yes, we do go out on a Sunday, we do ride our bikes, but we're also just normal people who have a hobby that we then have to share the road with them when we ride our bikes.
Definitely, and obviously cycling is, a very healthy hobby. So what do you think people will learn from this exhibition then about cycling?
They will learn about the different types of groups that we offer as a club, and that, yes, okay, riding a bike can be daunting in a group, but it's probably the most safest way to ride a bike is in a group rather than being on your own. In terms of the exhibition, the idea is that it gives people the feel for what cycling is about. So we're going to have a tandem bike there. So it's giving members of the public the opportunity to actually see what a tandem bike looks like. And if you've got somebody who's really interested in the mechanics of a bike, there's all that sort of interesting things to look at in terms of bike mechanics. And I think it's just to let people know that we are the local cycling club in Woking, and that we are an all-inclusive cycling club. And so, yes, just come round and say hello to us.
So what do you think makes Woking Cycle Club a great community club?
That's an easy one. So as I've said, we're an all-inclusive cycling club. We don't do snobbery. We don't do elitism. We if you're new to cycling and you go, oh my word, I'm going to do a 45-mile bike ride, we never leave anybody behind. Yes, we go out in the Surrey Hills, and yes, there's some big hills, but it's one of those things that we encourage new riders, we encourage people to come along and try it out, and if you get stuck going up the hill and you can't make it up the hill, by all means, you can push your bike up the hill. But one thing you're not allowed to do, and everybody always laughs at me when I say this, is that at the coffee stops, you're not allowed to leave your cake behind. You will be named and shamed.
I mean, you know how people say once you've ridden a bike, you will always know how to ride a bike?
Yes.
I don't think that's true. See,
No,
I got on a bike. It is true, is it?
It is true. So here's my story. I mean, just like, obviously, I hadn't ridden a bike in 20 years.
Wow.
Yes. And then I got given a hybrid and I started cycling along the canal towpaths in Woking. And that's sort of how I got into it. And then I entered a sportive. And somebody sort of said, it's 45 miles. And I went, yeah, that's easy. Until I converted it into kilometers.
Yes.
But it's one of those things that you get the hang of it. Yes, your confidence isn't as great, and confidence builds. It's one of those things, and that's why you get the people who, you've got the more sort of novice riders who are not so sure of themselves, and that's perfectly fine. But then you've got the riders who are confident, and that confidence comes from riding your bike. But that whole thing where everybody says you never forget how to ride a bike is so true.
Well, there you go then. So if there are people out there like myself who are actually quite interested in learning how to cycle again, where do they need to go to find out more information about this?
So we have a website, which is, the website address is www.wokingcc.org. So as I've already mentioned, Surrey Wheels for All are lending a bike. As a bike for the display, and that's because we work very closely with them. So Surrey Wheels for All and Woking and Sambay Hospice are our two chosen charities that we support as a club each year. So for example, we had a team just recently take part in the Dragon Boat race. We came third, yay! And so as a club, we do support two local charities that we feel very strongly about. Mostly because Surrey Wheels for All is about cycling, and Working in Sambay Hospice, well, it's a local charity that needs all the support it can get. So come and see us at Party in the Park on Saturday. We will say hello and we will make it an interesting experience for you.
Sounds incredible, Debbie. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us about the event, and it sounds like it'll be fantastic.
Yes, thank you very much, Sarah.